Welcome, ClearSpeak Academy channel. Story: The River Between Us. In a quiet village nestled between two hills, a silver river flowed silently, dividing the village into two parts. On one side lived Rehan, the son of a fisherman. On the other side lived Lina, the daughter of a teacher. Though separated by the river, Rehan and Lina had met at the village school. They were just 10 when they became friends, bonded by curiosity, laughter, and their shared love for stories. Every morning, Rehan rowed his small wooden boat across the river to reach school. Lina would wait for him at the bank, waving eagerly as he approached. They would walk to class together, sit on the same bench, and share lunch and dreams alike. As the years passed, their bond deepened. Rehan loved the way Lina could turn any ordinary moment into a story, and Lina admired Rehan's calm strength and the way he listened without interrupting. But life, as it often does, began to change. At 15, Rehan's father fell ill, and Rehan had to leave school to work. He began fishing full-time, rowing the same boat before sunrise and returning only when the sun dipped below the hills. Lina kept studying, dreaming of becoming a writer. She missed Rehan every day, but life on opposite sides of the river became more distant, like the growing silence between two pages of a closed book. One evening, after nearly a year of not seeing him, Lina stood at the riverbank with a letter in her hand. She had written a story, her first real one. It was about two friends separated by a river but connected by heart. She placed the letter inside a glass bottle and carefully set it afloat on the current, hoping Rehan might find it. The next morning, Rehan discovered the bottle tangled in his fishing net. Inside, he found Lina's letter. He read it once, then again. Her words felt like sunlight breaking through a cloudy day. That night, he wrote back. No fancy paper, no envelope. Just words scribbled on the back of a fishing receipt. He placed his reply in the bottle and released it into the river. For weeks, they exchanged letters, bottles floating across the water like silent messengers. They shared fears, memories, silly jokes, and quiet hopes. It became their secret tradition, their way of speaking without meeting. Then one monsoon night, the river overflowed. The village flooded, boats were destroyed, bridges collapsed, and for weeks, both sides of the village remained cut off. The bottles stopped coming. Lina waited by the river every day, her journal open on her lap, heart heavy with worry. Rehan stood by the shore each dawn, searching for a sign in the wild water. But none came. 3 years passed. Lina moved to the city for college. She studied literature, published stories, and carried the river in her words. But in her heart, the silence of the water never left. One day, during a book signing in a small bookstore, someone placed a folded piece of paper in front of her instead of a book. She looked up. It was Rehan, older, leaner, eyes still kind. I read your stories, he said softly. You kept the river alive. Lina couldn't speak, her eyes filled with tears. Why didn't you write back? She whispered. I did, Rehan smiled. Every week, I threw bottles into the river, hoping they'd find you. Maybe they did. The river just needed time. They sat in the cafe next door for hours, talking as if no time had passed. The river hadn't taken anything, it had simply waited. Held their words, carried their silence, and brought them back when they were ready. Moral of the story: distance doesn't end connection. Some friendships, and love, flow like rivers, calm, patient, and always returning. Thanks for watching.